Kenny Everett has died today from an AIDS-related illness. He was 50. Everett became one of the best-known faces on British television, with his comedy show featuring characters such as Sid Snot and the drag star Cupid Stunt. Our show business correspondent Ken Andrew looks back on Everett's career and his battle against AIDS.
Why?
This was Kenny Everett almost 2 years ago to the day when it was first revealed that he was HIV positive. He signalled then that he intended to cope with his illness with the same humour that made him a household name.
My God, here I am dying and they're wanting Tony Blackburn.
Kenny Everett was married early in his career, but it ended during his days as a pirate radio DJ. Later, he openly admitted being gay. His Russian lover had died from an AIDS-related illness. But the publicity only served to hide what had been a hugely successful career, first in radio, then on television, where he created characters like Gizzard Puke, Cupid Stunt and Sid Snot.
I sometimes get worried about my girlfriend Deirdre, you know, on the streets late at night, you know, with all them muggins. On the other hand, if she wants to go out mugging, that's her business.
Fellow DJs have paid tribute to his innovative style. Noel Edmonds called him quite simply a genius who is an eternal source of inspiration to broadcasters.
He was a bit of an Eric Cantona, I think, in some ways. People thought, oh my God, what's he going to do next? And they honestly didn't know. You know, he was fired and reinstated, and, but totally, you know, irreverent, you know. Every schoolboy's dream, to cheek the boss and get away with it. Wonderful.
He was a very funny, very witty guy. At the same time, off air, he was a very shy guy. He was a real gentleman. He was very sweet and very generous to his friends.
Kenny carried on broadcasting as long as possible. On air, death, it seems, held little fear for him.
Paul? Ken, did you get that newsreader back? He didn't mention me.
Disgraceful.
Furious.
Disgraceful. May I say how well you're looking after your holiday?
Oh, no, I'm gaunt. I read it in the paper. I'm gaunt.
Much missed, Kenny Everett. Now, a body discovered artist.
Oh, yes, well, that's good enough evidence. That's good enough evidence. That's without due care.
And after all that, how pleasant to go for a quiet drive in the country. One born every minute.
Oh, my God. What is she doing?
This is Hay Gordon for London Tonight.
I'm telling you the plot, Michael. Go and see it. You'll love it. And it's all done in the best possible taste.
Kenny Everett died last week aged 50 from an AIDS-related illness. Following the death of his lover, he'd made his own condition public 2 years before.
I would have kept it quiet if you hadn't prized it out of me.
From pirate radio to primetime TV, Kenny Everett was innovative and rarely predictable. Much more than a disc jockey, say the friends and colleagues who said farewell today.
The man was an infinite comic. He had this tremendous sense of humour, and I'm quite sure that had he been here today, and it had been my funeral service, he probably would have said something quite outrageous to somebody in the church. In fact, one almost expected that somehow he would appear.
He was a total original, and it's a very, very sad day. We'll miss him greatly, but I'm sure when he's up there, he's making them all laugh now. He's probably there with the big hands, giving it all that now.
Readings were given by the comic's agent and his niece, and by longtime friend and fellow comedian Barry Cryer. Before a private service at a London crematorium, the priest said he now imagined Kenny Everett whispering his life story into God's ear.